Hi there. Welcome to the Slasher Hour. I'm Lurch.
I'm Darkman.
Sit back and crack yourself a cold one and enjoy. Welcome back, our special guest, Julie. How's it going, honey? Good. So tonight, we're going to be talking about 80s slasher movies. So we all have our own lists of all the 80s slasher movies that we like. So, honey, why don't you start us off?
Sleepaway Camp. I love that movie. Friday the 13th. Children of the Corn. Prom Night. Fade to Black.
Good movie.
I know, right?
Great movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Bloody Valentine. Puppet Master. The Boogeyman.
I don't think I've ever seen The Boogeyman. Is it?
And Halloween. I think 2 and 3 came out in...
Yeah, Halloween is actually a 70s.
It's
well,
2
the
and 3.
original one came out in 78.
Yeah.
I think, right?
79.
79.
Yeah.
Here.
But then in like 81, Halloween 2 came out.
Yes.
And then 82 or 83,
Yeah.
the third one came out.
Darkman?
Well, Friday the 13th movies, Nightmare on Elm Street movies, Halloween movies, Child's Play,
Mm-hmm.
Psycho 2, and Children of the Corn. And the first time I watched Children of the Corn, we lived out in the country and we're surrounded by cornfields. So that night I set up my tent and slept right next to the cornfield. Yep.
Nice. All right, so here's my list. 80 slasher films: A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, starring Robert Englund, directed by Wes Craven. Halloween Part 2 came out October 30th, 1981, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. Donald Pleasance, directed by Rick. I'm gonna murder your name. His name is Rick. And then the guy who played Michael Myers in was Dick Warlock. Box office at $25.5 million. Friday the 13th Part 3, which is my favorite one out of the entire franchise, because that's when Michael Myers gets his mask. Or Michael Myers, but that's when Jason Voorhees gets his mask. Came out August 13th, 1982. Directed by Steve Miller, starring Dana Kimmelman. I'm going to murder your name, I'm so sorry. And number 3 is My Bloody Valentine, 1981. Came out February 13th, directed by George Malaka. I'm going to kill your name. Box office, $5.7 million. And my last one is Silent Night, Deadly Night. Came out November 9th, 1984. It stars Robert Brian Wilson, directed by Charles Selmer. Box office at $22.5 million. And it had a budget of $750,000. Some honorable mentions. Eat Shit and Die, Ricky. That one's for Sledgehammer Horror. Sleepaway Camp. The Hitcher. Child's Play. Happy Birthday to Me. Children of the Corn. Hellraiser. Dress to Kill.
I looked up Hellraiser. The first one, Pinhead is not considered a slasher.
That's stupid.
It's the second one because the first one was more torture of that one guy. The second one was more body
It's
count.
a slasher movie.
Yes and no.
No, it's a slasher movie. It's definitely a slasher movie. Dress to Kill. Let's see here. Manhunter. Phenomenon. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. You've got.
Stupid.
You think Killer Clowns from Outer Space was stupid?
Ugh.
Wow. Where is it stupid?
It's like a horror.
Show me which part is stupid, and I'll show you where you're wrong. No, it's not. It is not stupid.
Killer Clowns from Outer
It's like a horror comedy.
It's awesome. It's the best movie probably ever made.
Okay. This is a man who's never seen Puppet Master.
I know, you're right. I've never seen Puppet Master.
Or The Boogeyman. How do you never see that?
Curtains, Death Ship, Shocker, Deadly Blessings, The House in Sorority Row,
That one.
Interrupter, Canadian Crypt did a really good. He did a really good review on Interrupter. Slumber Party Massacre, Prom Night, Final Exam, Night of the Creeps, Fade to Black, Halloween 3. Let's see here. Slaughter High, The New York Ripper, House, and Basket Case. And how is Killer Clowns from Outer Space... Get out of my way. How the hell is Killer Clowns from Outer Space a terrible movie? What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's not as terrible as, like, Quill Face or whatever.
Oh my god, that movie is so fucking retarded.
But there were so many... Do you remember being young and going through all of the scary movies and stuff, and you're walking through the movie store?
Yes.
totally dating ourselves, obviously, but
Yeah.
you know, you're walking through Hollywood Video or Blockbuster,
Yeah.
and you're looking at all those. I would have never picked that movie.
You would never pick Killer
Okay,
Clowns?
but were you stoned when you first watched
No,
it?
I wasn't still when I was first watching it. I watched it when I was like 6 or 7 years old.
okay.
And it's still one of the greatest American classics of all time. Who the fuck are you two?
I consider it a horror comedy.
I consider you an asshole right now.
It's better being a whole ass.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space is fucking stupid. What's wrong with you? It's one of the greatest movies ever made. That's like saying Frankenhooker's stupid. Oh, really?
That movie was so
No, it's not. It's the greatest love story ever told.
Okay.
How is it not? How is it Frankenhooker not the greatest love story ever told? A man loses his girlfriend in a lawnmower accident, right? And he fucking rebuilds her out of dead hookers.
That
Name
explode
one man.
when
Name
she
one
had
man that would
sex with them.
Name one man that would redo that. Do that. Name one man in the entire world. I'll sit here and hold my breath, ladies, while I wait. Name one man that'll do that. Nobody. I'd do it for you. That's just because.
Yeah, right.
If you died in a lawn mowing accident,
Please don't do that to me.
I would make you out of dead
Please
hookers.
don't do that to me. Just put me on the ground and call it good.
No way. What was one of yours? Puppet Master, or what was your list? You said a movie in.
Puppet Master?
No, it wasn't Puppet Master.
Fade
It
to
was
Black? The Boogeyman?
The Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Tell me what that movie's about.
What do you mean? It's about the Boogeyman.
Give me the rundown of the movie.
Well, he just kills people. That's the whole thing.
Wow.
It's been a really long time since I've seen that.
Okay.
But
What was your list? Fuckface?
I had. Did I mention Psycho 2?
Yeah, I think you did. I haven't seen the original Psycho.
it is
Psycho 2, Children of the Corn, which is
He's
awesome.
never seen the original Psycho.
I have not seen the original
Really?
Psycho.
We
No.
own it. Like, it was one of the movies that I had to have, but
Yeah. I have never seen the original Psycho, no.
Wow.
he hadn't seen the original Night of the Living Dead till he met me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's one of the greatest movies ever
And
made.
that was made out of Milwaukee.
I love
Night of
that.
the Living Dead? No.
Or the director's from Milwaukee, one of the two.
Romero? No, he's not.
Let me see.
There you go,
They're
Google it.
based out of Milwaukee.
No, they're not. The movie was made in, like, Philadelphia. Pittsburgh.
I don't know. I can't contribute to that.
You said Killer Clowns from Outer Space is stupid. You can't contribute to anything. You have to sit in the corner and be quiet for 5 minutes.
Okay.
How do you think Killer Clowns from Outer Space is stupid? Name which part is
Killer
stupid.
Clowns and Outer Space.
No,
like-
it's not. It's awesome. They cocoon people in cotton candy, and they drink their blood out of straws.
That doesn't sound.
And then they throw that part where they throw the pies at the guy and they melt him. How is that not awesome?
Okay.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space is stupid. You think
Oh.
you know somebody?
Pittsburgh.
Ah, look at that! It's in Milwaukee.
No, well, okay, then I'm thinking of a different.
Drink another beer, you
Fuck
asshole.
You're so negative, Nancy, today.
I'm not negative, Nancy.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. You said Killer Clowns from Outer
Oh,
Space
wait,
was
wait.
stupid. And he says that was from... The graveyard is in Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah. Pennsylvania. It's over there, not here. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is stupid. You think you know somebody when you marry them, and then they say something crazy like that, and all of our marriage is just a sham from this point on, isn't it? Killer Clowns from Outer Space is not stupid!
What was the very first scary movie you ever saw?
1984's Nightmare on Elm Street. It's the first one I ever saw. What was the first one you ever saw?
Nosferatu.
Okay, so let's just... How is Killer Clowns from Outer Space stupid?
It's clowns in outer space. Like
They're
Garfield.
aliens!
Okay.
How is that movie stupid? I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Just elaborate, please.
It's just stupid.
No, it's
The
not.
whole premise of the movie.
Evans City, which is 30 miles north of Pittsburgh.
So
That's where the cemetery
So
is.
now Google how far away that's from Milwaukee, you liar.
It's about that far.
Wow. Oh, who's that for? You guys are fucking children.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You said Killer Clowns from Outer Space is stupid. I don't understand you.
This is me calling as a child.
How is it stupid? You're gonna start a rumble in the comment section. They're gonna be like, what is going on? She wasn't like this when we met, I promise. She did say things, crazy things. How many Trulies have you had?
Just this one.
Oh, okay. You should lie. Is there any on this list that you guys have never seen, or
There's several that I haven't seen.
which one? As Sleepaway Camp.
There's some-
Really? Oh, I have that. That's good.
Yeah.
The Hitcher. It's
Nope.
really good. Child's Play.
Well,
Seen
yeah.
that. Happy Birthday to Me is really good. Children of the Corn, one of Stephen King's classic movies.
There were
Amazing
multiples
movie.
of that one.
There were several different
Yeah. I like
several different.
See, and that's the thing. I really like the original most movies, like the most of the horror movies.
Mhm.
I really like the original better than I like any of the spinoffs. Though
Yeah.
Halloween did a good job.
Yeah.
Because I really, I mean, there's only a few of those that I can.
Which is your favorite Halloween?
The first one.
Okay.
Obviously.
My favorite from the entire franchise is Halloween Part 2. It's always been my favorite.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I mean, without that movie, you really don't have a franchise. Because if
They just.
if
the
you
only
take
thing I
away
like
if you
is
take
moving
away
it
that movie,
around.
and this is what I don't like about the newer ones, is that if you take away that movie, you lose the fact that Laurie and Michael are brother and sister. That's a huge part of your franchise. There wouldn't be more spin-offs. There wouldn't be more sequels without that small information. And I love how it takes place like later than in the same night. You know, you've got the kill scenes, you got action, you got suspense, you got awesome twist. It's just a really good movie all around. The cast is great. You know,
What was your least favorite?
my least favorite, Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie.
Oh, not 3? Halloween 3?
I love Halloween 3.
Really?
Season of the Witch.
But that gets away from Michael.
It does, but it's still a great movie. It stands on its own, I think. It's good enough to stand away from the franchise and have its own, you know, it has its own pedal to stand on. It doesn't stand in the shadow of any other movie when it's really good on it just its own. However, Michael Myers or Rob Zombie's Halloween Part 2 really loses focus from almost the get-go. That stupid white horse thing, I'll never understand what that was about.
I can't, for some reason, which is the one where she has the sun.
Oh, that's H2O.
I do not like that one.
Really?
I like the premise of it, but I thought that
Okay,
it just
she-
interrupted shit and cut shit off. And
She has a
moved
son in
stuff
one,
around.
and doesn't she have a daughter in the other?
Yeah.
And they're never together.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
It
So
doesn't.
when you got H2O did this thing where it spun off into a different direction because if you have 4, 5, and 6, you find out about Jamie Lloyd. Jamie Lloyd is Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode's daughter, right? And Laurie Strode happened to like die in
Oh
a
yeah,
car
that's
accident.
when we went and saw together at the fucking movie theater. Was the daughter?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
4, 5, and 6 are all with Jamie Lloyd, and she is the one who is Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter.
Right.
So when you get to H2O, that whole 4, 5, and 6 is all gone.
Right. And it totally just.
But in part 6, that's the one where she dies as an adult. So you only have Danielle Harris in 4 and 5, and you were in my way, you dick.
Oh, fuck you.
So I really like 4 and 5, and I do like 6 because 6 that's Paul Rudd's first movie ever. He did that before Clueless, and I like that one too because it was the kill scene where she dies in the what is she? Oh, she dies in the basement with like the what does he do? He pulls the fucking he pulls like the light switch or like the cord, the phone, the like electric box
Oh
cord,
yeah.
and
the-
shoves it in her
yeah.
neck and like electrocutes her. That was really
That
good.
was pretty good.
That was
What
awesome.
about you? What was your very first scary movie?
Probably Nightmare on Elm Street when it first came out.
Yeah, you probably saw it in theaters.
Well, I mean,
No.
he's.
I'm 10
I don't
years
know.
older.
Yeah, he's older than us, so.
We'd have been 10 at the time.
Maybe I might have saw one before that, but I remember.
You would have been
Nightmare on Elm
11 at that time because I
Yeah.
turned 1 in
Yeah.
84.
Street. Okay.
So you'd have been going on to be
Yeah.
11.
I was probably like 5 or 6, but I watched Nosferatu. I wasn't supposed to. I like hid underneath the back table by the wall, like, and my sister and my dad were in there watching because my mom wanted nothing to do with scary movies. But I would sneak in there and hide behind the couch and watch it, and try not to make it peep.
Right.
So I didn't get caught. But that's how I watched my very
Right.
first scary movie.
I remember watching Evil Dead when I was little.
Oh, that's another
Yeah.
one that wasn't on my list was Evil Dead. Yeah, those are all great movies.
Evil Dead can be zombie movies technically too.
True.
You know.
Yeah. I really liked the remake of Evil Dead. I know that we're spinning off topic here about 80s slashers, but I really did.
The remake
I
is
know.
good.
The remake
I don't
was
think I
awesome.
ever saw the
can
remake.
appreciate that. Which
That's
is-
one of the remakes that you get that's actually like a really decent
Who
movie.
remade it?
Sam Raimi made the
Yeah.
remake. That's why it's awesome. And it's just the little things that you see in the movie that make it really go well.
Right. It was
Like when he
the
dumps the
car.
fucking the cars in there, and
Yeah.
if you ever notice, he dumps the box out of bullets out. It says S mark on it.
Right.
And then I always say this, and everybody's just like, "Who cares?" But when she puts two stroke,
Two-stroke. Yeah.
the
I was
chainsaw.
just thinking
that I mean, the thought that you did that is what makes it awesome. And the kill scenes are awesome, and it's just disgustingly bloody
Yeah.
and gory, and
'Cause then you
fucking
have,
when he
like-
shoots her with a nail gun. That was fucking great too.
But you have remakes like, Fright Night. That was okay,
Mm-mm.
but it wasn't.
The remake of Fright Night's a slap in the face to every horror fan that's ever loved that movie.
It was okay. It just wasn't.
It's not even that. It's not even like it's okay. It's just like, oh.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what
It's
it
like,
is.
oh. That's kind of what I thought. I saw it in 3D in the theaters, and I was like, oh. Fright Night. Can you consider that a slasher movie, or would you consider that more like a vampire?
That's more of a
More
vampire.
vampire.
Yeah.
I'd say I would. Well, what would you guys consider to be a slasher movie?
Anybody?
Traumatic deaths,
Mm.
like somebody really like getting in there. And
I would think that it would anything with like a
Knives.
psycho killer
Yeah.
in it.
Knives and shit like that.
Anything with a psycho killer is going to be considered a slasher movie. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
That's how I would put it. If I was to put anything, if it was anyway, you would just put any sort of slasher movie, even it's just with a psycho killer.
Hell, Silence of the Lambs can be considered a slasher movie.
But it's more like psychologically scary.
Psychologically, but you have Buffalo Bill that was skinning women.
Right,
Yeah.
but then you go
Now you're
into-
tipping into 90s horror.
I
Yeah,
know.
then you go into, but then there's like movies like I can't watch. I do not like dismembering. Like so Hostels, I can't watch those.
Oh man,
Saw,
those are
I
Eli
mean, I've
Roth.
seen
That's
like the
E-
first
that's their
one. I had to.
masterpiece
I had to
movies.
see at least the first one.
Oh my
But
god,
I
no!
can't
That
watch-
movie is a
think
fucking
it's-
masterpiece.
It's the
Eli
the
Roth is an
But
amazing
it's a
director.
psychological thing that could actually physically happen. Like there are creepy psycho people that would actually physically do that.
Right, and
in
when
another
we're
country,
that's
and-
was the kind of topic and subject we were talking about last night was what is there horror movies that take horror way too far? You
Yeah,
would say
like-
this Hostel movie.
yeah.
I would actually say, without now I'm gonna be really careful about how I word this, but when I watched Last House on the Left, the remake, I think that the assault, and I'll leave it at that, the assault part in that movie was just too far.
Okay, well then, for that, then The Hills Have Eyes remake.
See, The Hills Have Eyes remake doesn't take it as far as The Last House on the Left.
Really?
Yeah, The Last House.
That assault, they showed it.
Oh yeah, and they show it in this one too. But you hear sounds and you see things, and it's not pleasant. It is one of those movies that is actually fucking cringy to watch, and I can't watch it. I can't do it. And another one that is just like cringy or like way too far is the movie Martyrs. Have you guys ever heard of that movie?
Mm-mm.
It's a French film. I'll give you the rundown what it is. So it starts off with this girl in like kind of like caged in this like warehouse, and she's being tortured, and she's a little girl, and she gets out and she ends up escaping and going to this orphanage. Later in life, she finds out who these people are, and she befriends somebody in the orphanage, and this girl is like tormented by this ghost. She does it, and this ghost like attacks her and scratches her, and she's the only one who can see the ghost, and it's like it torments the shit out of her. Later in life, she finds out the people that actually kidnapped her from her family and tortured her, and she goes to the house and brutally murders them. The murder scene that she does when she kicks the front door in, I mean, she shotgun blasts mom, dad, sister, brother, blows the shit out of them, right? So it turns out that this girl actually is part of these people that kidnapped her. The girl that's befriended her thinks that she's just fucking crazy and just walked into a murder scene. Turns out that the girl was actually part of a government program, that these people from the government were torturing people to the brink of death and trying to bring them back to see what they see. And I won't spoil it because there's not a lot of people out there, but there's a part in there where they take her friend and they literally torture her so bad that it's one of those movies that you watch and then like you watch it once in your life and then you like bring it up with a group of friends and be like, oh, Martyrs, and you're like, oh man, that movie's fucked up. It's a hard film to watch. It's one of those that like fucks you up for days. A lot of people say like Midsummer fucked them up, but Martyrs is the one that messed me up bad. It was made in the early 2000s. I don't know. Look it up real quick. It's called Martyrs. It's pretty awful.
One movie I went and saw in the movie theaters when they were still showing it at the Foxford Mall when they had a movie theater there was Faces of Death.
Yeah. See, that's fucked too because
Yeah.
that's real.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't believe they showed it at Fox
yeah.
River.
Oh shit. They had one I really remember is this girl goes swimming next to a nuclear power plant. She comes out with this giant leech on her leg.
Mhm.
The mouth is like that damn big.
That's gross. It's so gross. The one I saw was really fucked. Is like, they have this dude like chained up on a wall, and they have a tiger that like grabs his neck and bites his neck off. Or the one where they electrocute the guy. That one's really fucked too.
2008.
2008 is when Martyrs came out.
Mhm.
It's one of those movies that you watch and you're like, holy fuck.
Does anybody here, do you have like fears because of horror movies? Like camping or like me, I have a not necessarily a fear, but like more of a, ever since watching, what was it, Piranhas?
I thought
I
that
know
was a
that's
funny
so
movie.
freaking stupid. I
What
know
about
it's so stupid.
zombies or beavers?
Zombievers. I
Yeah.
still want to see that
Zombievers?
movie. I still gotta see that
Sounds
movie.
like a cheap porno.
Oh.
Is what it sounds like.
I can't do the whole swimming in lakes thing.
I don't want to swim in a lake anyway because it's fucking dirty.
Nah. I've been in the ocean in Okinawa next to where they drain their sewage into the ocean, so.
And there's something seriously wrong with you.
But see, I can totally watch. My favorite films of all time will have to be paranormal, witch, vampire movies. Those are my jam.
Right.
No,
What
not
about
really.
you? What are your favorites? Favorite genre?
Well, I don't know. It's just horror in general.
Or
It's-
in general?
I don't really have a favorite. You know, it's just
I'd have to say blood and guts all the way. Bloodier the better. Just
okay. What about Jordan Peele? Something like that.
what's Jordan Peele?
Like Us.
I never saw that.
Really?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh my god. It's like a psychological fucking horror. You know.
I do like psychological scary movies too.
I
Like,
do too, to the point.
I really
but
enjoyed
not
like Blair Witch Project. Not when it first came out because it was on an 8mm camera and like it was just
It made
motion
me
sickness.
sick.
But
Yeah.
I really
Made me
do
sick
like
at
it now.
first.
I can appreciate it now. It's a really good movie.
That's right.
I dug it. So
You dug it.
I dug it. Then you got anything else?
Well,
there?
yeah. You Get Out by him.
Okay, Get Out. I like that. That was good.
He redid Candyman.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was pretty good.
That was really good. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
He actually did a show. Horror noir. It's. Oh. But yeah. Us is pretty fucked up. It's about your doppelgangers living underground and they come and try and take over your life and shit.
Right. That's spooky.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, another movie I was gonna think of like is it a slasher movie? But what about The Howling or American Werewolf in London? Are those slasher movies?
Not
Or they're more werewolf?
More
movies?
werewolf,
Yeah.
I would
Or
think.
werewolf, I would suppose, just because, I don't see the slasher movies. I mean, you wouldn't really think, you think more of human on human contact versus
Because-
human on animal,
That's true.
or animal on human.
That's why I left a lot of those, like Silver Bullet, The Howling. I left those out.
The Werewolf in Paris, was it Werewolf in London? Or
Werewolf in London.
Paris?
Werewolf
That
in
was
Paris is the
considered
remake, which is fucking
part
stupid.
of, when you look it up, was actually part of the slasher, 80s slasher
See,
thing.
and
But,
I don't really agree with that, because it's really more or less. I don't really think it's a slasher movie. More or less, it's just like a werewolf movie.
Well, I think of the whole horror movie thing as kind of like it changes, like music. Like when we were younger and kids, rock was rock and alternative was alternative. Now they've got like all these
Different genres.
genres that, classified half the stuff we used to listen to in different spots.
Right.
So it's the same thing with horror movies. It gets moved around all the time. Like there's
I
so many
agree.
different,
I agree.
which I think is silly, but
Yeah.
why mess with perfection?
Hi.
Hello, Buckle Snuggles.
Can you go upstairs for a second? And we're almost done. Oh no, she didn't come on screen. Never minutes, Evelyn.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Think about it, Snuggies.
Like the zombies in the part is
The zombies with the party time? Yeah, that's called Return of the Living Dead.
Oh.
Yeah, Buggles likes she likes this song. I had to cover her eyes for
She used to, as a baby, she used to religiously watch Walking Dead with us, and she would get so mad.
yeah,
As
if
a
we skipped an
3-year-old,
episode.
she'd get so mad if we watched it without her.
Watched an episode of The Walking Dead without her. She also loves Slappy, so she likes Goosebumps.
Yes.
And the
we'd watch
Annabelle
every
movies?
Slappy.
You like Annabelle? We watched Annabelle Come Home. You love that one, don't you?
She's all the Goosebumps movies. She
Yep.
loves those.
I tried to get her into Are You Afraid of the Dark because that was one of the shows that I loved when I was a little kid.
Yeah, she wasn't too interested in that.
That was a real good show. Yeah.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep.
You thought it was a little too spooky for you. That's alright.
But I got nothing else to add. You guys?
Nope.
Okay. Well, like always, like, comment, subscribe, and for all you new guys that came,
Guys,
like, and
so-
comment.
I want to tell you something.
Oh, here we go.
Like it's good. Get back to us. It's okay. Hey, who's done some? Take us to us. Who's done some? Come on.
Okay.
Our little YouTube princess.
Yeah, a little YouTuber that loves YouTube too much. So I want to thank everybody that has liked and subscribed. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I'm Lurch.
I'm Darkman.
That's Julie. That's Evie. And you've been slashed. Cheers. Cheers.
Did this one record?
It did record.
Are you sure?
Yeah.